What's up everybody, I'm Hoops and Hip Hop, and welcome to the first non-Sword and Shield related video in a while. It has been a little bit since we've talked about something other than Pokemon Sword and Shield, and don't worry, there's plenty more Sword and Shield videos to come, but since it's been about a month since we got the reveal of the games and no new information has come out, I figured in the meantime it would be okay to sneak something else in really quick. And today in particular, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's kind of been on my mind recently. Over the course of Pokemon's history, as we get more and more generations and more Pokemon, obviously everyone gets their initial impressions on certain Pokemon, and those impressions are absolutely allowed to change as you grow as a person and as your opinions change as well. There's a lot of Pokemon that you might not like right off the bat when you first see them, but as you get used to them and as you get the chance to use them, you might really grow to like them, especially depending on certain situations that you might experience with them in the game. However, the flip side of this scenario is also true. There might be certain Pokemon out there that you like or that you just kind of are neutral to at the very least, but then as time goes on, certain things happen, you slowly grow to just not like that Pokemon at all, and that's what I want to talk about today. 5 Pokemon that I have grown to hate. But before we go any further, let me be perfectly clear. I don't feel like I should have to say this, but just based on the way YouTube and the internet is, I need to. And that's that this is an opinion and an opinion only. If you have a different one, that's absolutely fine. I just ask that you respect my opinion as I am respecting yours. And I wouldn't even necessarily say I hate all of these Pokemon. Some of them, yeah, I do hate, but some of them I just dislike, and it's not like I have a burning hatred for them or anything like that. It's just the general concept of this video is Pokemon that I have grown to dislike over the years for one reason or another. And this isn't because I want to bash or hate on Pokemon or anything, I just thought it was an interesting topic that came to mind that would be interesting to share with you guys in a video, so that's what we're here to do, and without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we are going to go in Pokedex order for these 5 Pokemon minus 1 that I'm going to save for the end of the video, and as such, we are going to start off with Suicune. Now, Suicune is one of the Pokemon on this list that I dislike more than I actually hate, but over the years I definitely have grown a bit of disdain for it because when I first played Pokemon Silver and were introduced to the 3 legendary beasts, I mean, I genuinely liked all of them. Entei was definitely my favorite, I really liked Raikou, and Suicune was my least favorite, but I didn't necessarily not like it either. But eventually, of course, Suicune got its own game with Pokemon Crystal, and that kind of just had me sitting there like, okay, well, where's the love for the other 2 legendary beasts? I mean, obviously Entei got its own movie in Spell of the Unknown, but a movie isn't as cool as a game, and Raikou literally got nothing except for that stupid made-for-TV movie, which is frankly disrespectful. Raikou deserves better than that. And then later on, the fact that Entei got its own movie didn't even matter when Pokemon Forever came out, which was essentially Suicune getting its own movie as well, along with Celebi. So there was just so much favoritism pointed in Suicune's direction for a trio of Pokemon that are supposed to be all kind of represented equally, that it just made me really mad, especially considering it was my least favorite to begin with anyway. Okay, for the next Pokemon on the list, we are going to move from the Johto region to the Hoenn region, and we're going to talk about Altaria. Now, Altaria, up until recently, was a Pokemon that just was kind of indifferent to me. I didn't hate it by any means, but I didn't really like it either. It just didn't really do much for me outside of the fact that its pre-evolution Swablu was kind of cute. It, in and of itself, was just kind of meh, just didn't really care too much about it. But then in Pokemon X and Y, or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I'm pretty sure it's ORAS, Altaria got a Mega Evolution, and in addition to getting a more fluffy design, it also got the very cool Dragon Flying type. But naturally, because like I said, Altaria has always been a Pokemon that was indifferent to me, I didn't really pay attention to the fact that its Mega Evolved form was a Dragon Flying type, and it wasn't until recently when I was doing research for another video that I came across the fact that Dragon Flying is actually a type that's been done already. Previously, to my knowledge, I thought it wasn't a type that had been done yet, and I come to find out that not only has it been done, it's been done by only one Pokemon, and that Pokemon is Mega Altaria, who isn't even like a permanent Pokemon. It's just a Mega Evolution, just a non-permanent form that only exists in battle. This might sound weird and unreasonable, but I really do not like that Game Freak decided to introduce such a unique typing that is just unique in and of the fact that it had never been done before, but it's also really unique in and of the fact that it's Dragon Fairy, which are basically opposite types coming together. So this is a really cool, unique type, and they decided to introduce it to the Pokemon world with a Mega Evolution that isn't even permanent, doesn't even really exist outside of battle. That is just such a huge wasted opportunity, in my opinion. And on top of that, they also gave this typing to a Pokemon that isn't even really dragon in the first place. It's like a bird. And not only is it a bird, it's a bird that's just like clouds. It's a cloud bird, and it just gets more clouds when it Mega Evolves. It doesn't even like gain like cool like scythe arms like Garchomp does or anything like that. It just gets more clouds, and it's a Dragon Fairy type. Like what? How does that make sense? I still stand by my argument that if you're going to introduce a very cool, unique typing like Dragon Fairy into the Pokemon world, do it with a regular Pokemon first and then a Mega Evolved form. Like, if we had some other Dragon Fairy Pokemon that was introduced in Gen 6 before Mega Altaria appeared, or even at the same time, this would be fine, this wouldn't even be an issue. I just don't like the fact that they, like, stole the thunder of this very cool typing that could have made a splash into the Pokemon community with a Mega Evolved form that just, like I said, doesn't even exist outside of battle. This might sound unreasonable, once again, opinion. It's okay if you think differently, it's fine, but I don't know, it just really grinds my gears, and that's why I don't like Altaria. Next up on the list, we are going to skip the Sinnoh region and focus on the Unova region and talk about a certain fish Pokemon named Basculin. Now, Basculin is a Pokemon that in most circles has always been seen as kind of forgettable or uninteresting, and that's definitely the way I saw it too when it was first revealed, but it wasn't until recently that I started to actively dislike this Pokemon, and it all has to do with its background and the way it came to become an official Pokemon in the first place. It was stated in an interview with Ken Sugimori that Basculin was created late into the development of Pokemon Black and White because they realized that they really didn't have a lot of water types in the Unova region, which was a problem considering they had like 150 plus Pokemon. So Basculin was added literally to just add one more water type, and that's why it was given two forms as well, to kind of just give more water type representation to the Unova Pokedex. And this is the problem that I have with Basculin. It is a lazy Pokemon. Now, there's nothing wrong with the fact that they realized late into development that they needed more water types and thus created another one. The problem here lies in the fact that once they realized this was an issue, they gave us one of the most basic, bland Pokemon they could have possibly given us, instead of actually taking a little bit of time to create something that was a little more fleshed out. And then, to add insult to injury, they gave us the two forms of Basculin as another way to combat this low amount of water types in the Unova region problem, which just raises a red flag immediately because they could have very easily given this Pokemon an evolution, once again fleshing it out a little more, and instead decided to give it a form instead. And adding another insult onto this already terrible injury, the form that they decided to give this Pokemon is literally just one different color, and that's it. You've got your red stripe Basculin, your blue stripe Basculin, and the only difference pretty much is the stripe that they have on the body. The red stripe or the blue stripe, that's it. It's such a basic, like, very minor form change to the point where it's just like, it's not even worth it. Like, if you're going to create a water Pokemon, if you're going To do this, why not take the time to do it right? And if you're going to create two forms because you don't have enough water Pokemon, create an evolution. That actually gives you one more Pokemon instead of like a fake version of another Pokemon that doesn't even count because it's still the same Pokemon. I just don't think they gave Basculin the love or the time or just the effort that it deserved as a Pokemon. I think it was a very lazy inclusion into the Unova Pokedex, and I just am not a fan. I'm sorry if you are a fan, that's fine if you are, but yeah, I just don't like it. And the latest Pokemon in the Pokedex that we're going to be talking about today is a Pokemon from the Kalos region, and that would be Aromatisse. Now, realistically, this is probably the Pokemon I hate most on this list, because even when it was first revealed, I didn't like it, I thought it was ugly, but that dislike has only grown and grown and grown over the years since it's been released. And when it comes to why I have started to dislike Aromatisse more and more throughout the years, it's once again a very personal, specific, and maybe even unreasonable reason, but it is my reason nonetheless, and that would be the fact that in terms of the Pokemon it introduced, Kalos is my favorite region we've ever seen. The Kalos Pokemon are my favorite batch of generational Pokemon that we have got so far because, in my opinion, every single one of them is just fantastic. I do not think that there's a bad Pokemon in the bunch for the most part, and that's where Aromatisse comes in, because Aromatisse is basically like this black spot on the golden trophy that is the Kalos Pokemon, in my opinion, that just basically ruins it for me in terms of Kalos just being just a region full of amazing, cool, just awesome Pokemon. So yeah, Aromatisse is basically a Pokemon that just taints the quality of my favorite regional Pokedex, and every time I think about it, that is what I think of, and it just really just makes me not like it a little more every time I think about it, so that's why it made the list. And finally, last but certainly not least, we are going to loop back around and talk about the Pokemon that inspired this entire video, Bulbasaur. Now, this is the one that I definitely anticipate is going to ruffle some feathers, so once again, let me just kind of put a disclaimer here. This is my opinion. Let me explain myself. I respect yours, you respect mine. We're still friends. It's okay. But basically, even though I have never disliked Bulbasaur in any way, in recent months, I have grown to actually dislike Bulbasaur, and it's for a very specific reason that just grinds my gears. I'm sure you know that historically, Bulbasaur has always been seen for the most part as the least favorite of the Kanto starters. I'm sure you've seen over the course of your time on the internet one or two jokes about Bulbasaur just always getting picked last or never getting picked at all or anything like that. It's a very common thing if you spend a lot of time in the Pokemon community. But recently there has been this giant, and I mean giant, resurgence for Bulbasaur that basically out of nowhere everyone has decided to completely change their minds and just talk non-stop about how cool and awesome Bulbasaur is and how it's the best of the Kanto starters, and just this giant bandwagon for Bulbasaur has been formed just seemingly out of nowhere, and I feel a lot of it has to do with the fact that it was the least favorite starter, and so now people want to give it the love it deserves, so to speak, and basically flip the script and make it the favorite. Now, I'm not saying that Bulbasaur doesn't really, deserve this praise in any way, and if anyone does have legitimate, good reasons for liking Bulbasaur, that's perfectly fine. I just really do not like the idea of everyone hopping onto the bandwagon and liking a specific Pokemon just because it's the cool thing to do, especially because this Pokemon was once the least favorite Pokemon of the Kanto starters, and it was that way for a reason. Not necessarily because it's bad once again, but because the majority of people did not like it. They liked Charmander and Squirtle better, so it just doesn't make any sense how everyone just suddenly changed their mind. It just completely, in my opinion, just the idea that you just would like something because everyone else likes it is one of my just least liked and most hated personality traits, and it just really gets to me and really bugs me a lot. Now, I feel like I need to repeat this again just because I don't want anyone to necessarily get the wrong idea. I do not dislike Bulbasaur. It's not one of the Pokemon on this list that I specifically hate, but like I said, it's kind of just become the symbol for this idea of people just kind of selling themselves out and just liking what everyone else likes and not standing for their own convictions and their own interests and saying that that is okay, that I like something that you don't like and I don't like something that you like. I just really don't like when that sort of thing happens, when people sell out to the popular opinion or the majority. I just really feel like people should be themselves, and if people being themselves includes liking Bulbasaur, more power to you. But if you're just doing it because you're jumping on the bandwagon, I don't think that's okay, and I just had to bring it up and vent a little bit about it because I just do not like it, and unfortunately it has tainted my opinion of Bulbasaur. But there we have it, everybody. Those are 5 Pokemon that I have grown to hate or dislike. Hopefully not all of you hate me by the end of this video. Hopefully you understand this is my opinion. Once again, you can have your own. I love you all. It's just when you have something like this, like my YouTube channel, where I can kind of just talk about certain things I want to talk about in the Pokemon world, I enjoy doing that. And this is kind of one of those discussion videos that I just wanted to get my opinion out into the world and talk with other Pokemon fans like you about it. So, if you guys did enjoy the video, please leave a like and leave a comment below letting me know what you think about my picks, what you think about my thoughts, and if there's another Pokemon that, like, you personally grew to hate as well. Once again, I just feel like I'm pounding this into the ground, but if you do want to leave a comment, be respectful about it. I love you guys, I respect you guys, and I would hope that you would show the same to me as well. With all of that being said though, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more new Pokemon content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We are going to have another great Pokemon Sword and Shield video coming out on Saturday, so be sure to hit that notification bell if you haven't yet so you can be notified as soon as it goes live. And once again, as always, I love you guys, and I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you continue to have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on Saturday. So until then, as always, I will smell you guys later.